Alright, welcome everybody to the Town of Union City Board Meeting, July 14th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at 101 North Elm, Union City, Oklahoma. Jack, could you say prayer for us, please, sir?
Lord, thank you for this day, and thank you for blessing us, Lord, and Lord, we just thank you for all of us getting here safely, and help us get all of us get home safe as well. Lord, we just ask that the decisions made on the town's behalf are the best decisions. We thank you, we love you. Amen.
Amen. Jim?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bob McGregor.
Present.
Ryan Dawson.
Here.
Keith Dennis.
Here.
Chad Fisher.
Here.
James Smith.
Here.
Call to order time is 6:01.
Roll call, please. Oh, where's it? Sorry. Alright, number 5, consent agenda items. All matters listed under consent are considered by the Town of Union City Board of Trustees to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. Any Board of Trustees member may, however, remove an item from the consent agenda by request. Do I have a motion on 5A, B, C, and D?
I make a motion to accept.
Second?
I'll second it.
Motion and second, all those in favor? Aye. Motion approved. Alright, number 6, correspondence from citizens, compassionate family urgent care in Meadville, Oklahoma. Compassionate urgent care sent us a letter. It says, I want to commend a couple of your officers and present your office with a small token to go towards supporting food and other necessities to find animals found in your jurisdiction of forever home. On June 3rd, 2025, I was driving eastbound on 59th from Highway 81 when I spotted what appeared to be a dog laying on the side of the road in a drive to a field with no close buildings or houses. Fearing that it may be wounded, I turned around and drove into the field driveway to keep my car out of the road. The beautiful but slightly skinny Rottweiler dog immediately got up curious but defensive and started barking. Since I hoped it had just wandered off from one of the farmers' ranches in the area, I thought I would leave it be and head my appointment. Unfortunately, the dog decided to start following me down the road. I was scared and had potentially just caused its death by it following me on a heavily traveled road now and turned around. I called your non-emergency dispatch and a gracious Officer McCartney showed up soon to try to help gather the female dog. She was spectacular, trying to gain the dog's trust, feeding it some food, which it didn't appear to have had any lately, and even some water. But the Rottweiler wasn't having any more than feeding it on the ground from several inches away. Officer McCartney called for additional help, and Officer Nolan arrived soon after. I was honored to watch the patience and gentleness of both these officers for approximately 45 minutes to make sure this terrified creature was securely in their vehicles and everyone was safe. They prevented a possible accident and potentially saved this dog's life. Huge thanks to both of them for their leadership and caring for humans and creatures alike. Respectfully, Helen Davis, owner, Compassionate Family Urgent Care. Well done. We got a check for $50. Thank you all for doing what you do. Alright, financial reports. Regular financial reports for all funds are provided to the Board of Trustees for the review and information by the Union City Treasurer, Michelle Burns. At the close of business June 30th, 2025, bank balances are as follows. ARPA has nothing in it. Capital Improvement Bank First, $219,511.62. Capital Improvement First National Bank, $198,032.87. Community events at $6,487.61. $1.71. Federal asset forfeiture at $16,199.69. General fund at $215,571.92. REAP grant is empty. State asset forfeiture at $6,033.62. Street and alley at $16,352.08. Traffic bond refund $33,018.61. Union City Municipal Authority at $601,435.62. Municipal deposit funds at $58,129.16. Union City Police Department Community Projects at $5,566.37. Dispatch is $22,405.12. Union City Fire Department at $442,004.27. Union City Police Department at $306,698.99. The total amount of funds accessible to the town of Union City are $2,177,347.71.
On the fire department, budget, that's already, the new fire truck's already paid for, and that reflects that, correct?
Right.
Almost got another one.
Alright, number 8, Bank First Union City Karen Keats.
Karen Keys up front with me, Church and King, is a treasurer and officer, and I brought with me JP, Fitzgerald, the president of the bank, and JP Kent, who's over there tonight.
Okay.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming.
So, we don't know exactly what questions you might have of us. We were just told to come this evening. We pulled the agenda this morning and we saw some items on the agenda, and so I'm assuming that that's what, you'd like for us to speak to. There were some questions about, some fees and the general funds, the state asset forfeiture, and the Union City Police Department community projects. So,
Can you kind of fill us in on that, Michelle?
Yes, it's called account analysis service charge, and what we're wanting to know is how to regulate those, meaning why those accounts and why that amount? Like, how do we come up with the amount that we're gonna have to spend on those? And why is it just general and state asset and community projects? Why those?
So it should be on an account analysis and everything wrapped together into one account for one analysis period. And so in the service charge is, you get a credit based on the balances that are maintained in the account. And so typically, I think that your balances have been sufficient to offset most of those fees. Rates have come down a little bit, so that earnings credits come down a bit. I'd have to look to see why maybe some of them have a $6 service charge and a $7 service charge. So
Okay.
we'll just have to look into why some of those smaller
Do we
amounts.
pay any service fees at First National?
No.
So, and then, there was a question about the sweep product, and that is, where funds over your FDIC insurance limit and that aren't covered by, pledged securities, where they're going out and you're buying it buys a piece of government obligation for you, and so it's backed by the full faith and trust of the U.S. government. And you earn interest off of that, and so, the net service charge versus how much you've earned is a pretty large interest balance that you've earned over the past year.
If I want to put, like, back on the capital improvement fund account, will that help it at all? Will that?
If you make more interest, you'll earn more interest.
Okay.
So you just wanna make sure that you keep the balance there so that you don't have to service charge.
Okay, okay.
And, we can look at that analysis for you and give you a good idea of what that should be.
Okay, okay. Are there any other securities that we have?
You do have some securities that are
Okay.
pledged. And so the balances that are over $250,000 and that aren't being covered by, sweeps, we pledge for those. I think that's reconciled monthly. And, we can give you a report on those when we see those.
Okay, perfect. That's the only questions that I had.
Okay. Keith, do you have any questions?
No, not on that part, no.
believe. Alright, while I have you up, I'm gonna move to 19C, so we can kinda understand what's going on. 19C, Bank First advertising consideration, possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of Bank First leasing advertising space in the new Union City Ballpark scoreboard for $1,000 per 12-month period, starting on the following month after the installation of the scoreboard.
Bob, Tom has those, so I don't know if he wants to
Tom, you wanna
table or.
fill in on this?
Have they sent you the
They did,
preliminary?
and I've got legal counsel looking at it.
Looking at, okay, good, okay, so they're
Okay,
lining
so
that.
we don't, they're still looking at
So
it
we'll just
anyway,
get
that.
we're gonna,
Okay.
table.
But overall, you're
Yeah,
still comfortable with
yeah,
everything?
yeah,
Okay,
we've agreed to do $1,000 a year for a
Okay.
10-year period.
okay.
And,
Say it again?
$1,000 a year over, doing an annual renewal, so it's $1,000 every year for 10 years.
We had originally mentioned 15 years, are you only comfortable with 10, or?
I think the agreement said 10, we're comfortable
Yeah,
with 15.
yeah, that's, I mean, it's okay with us, I mean,
Yeah,
assume either way. We originally were talking 15, I think there was a typo on that,
Yeah, we're fine with 15.
You are fine with 15? Okay.
So it's $1,000 per year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
per year, yes.
For 10 years.
I like what it says in the, 19C.
Huh?
So,
Yeah.
$1,000 a month.
Yeah, well, that's
No,
well,
Right.
per 12 months.
per 12 months. Okay. All right, well, I think that's it.
Okay, so as soon as y'all look at that.
Yeah, I should have something back pretty quick.
Okay, if there's any changes that need to be made, we can get with Tom and Michelle and we'll just keep it simple.
But we're absolutely good with it in principle,
Okay.
and we're good for 15 years versus 10.
Okay.
That's what we want to do.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you, sir, very much, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank all of y'all.
Thank y'all for coming.
Are you jumping back?
All right, now we're getting back to the rule. Trying to make sure we get everybody in here. Number 9, interlocal agreement between County District 2 Commissioner Lacey Dawson.
Hello. You guys have an agreement for the town and the county together. It is a mutual cooperation agreement. We do them, the county does them with all of the cities that we work together with. When I went hunting for union cities, I could not find one that was current or up to date. So it's basically just, the same wording as what was used in the last one that the town signed. There's no intent to change any practices. It just allows us to continue to maintain and make improvements on the roads in the town of Union City. There's a statute that says that because of your population size, we can add that to, we add it to the county's inventory, and we do that through agreement, and this is what that is.
And we've talked about it before, can you confirm what that population threshold is, just?
It's 2,500 for, like one set of statutes, and then 5,000 for the next.
Okay, and right now, we're over the 2,500, or we're
No,
still under that?
you're still under
Okay,
that.
still under that as well,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so
So
all
that-
of your roads are on the county's inventory.
Yeah, where can we go to look at the difference of what happens once we get over the threshold of the 2,500?
I can email you the statute if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to read it, I'm just curious, 'cause we're getting close to that, I would assume.
You are.
So-
I think I brought it with me, it's Title 69, but it's probably easier if I email it, because it's a link and you can.
Yeah, that's
search
fine.
it really easy.
If you wouldn't mind, like, I would just like to.
I don't mind at all. I will say, while I have the floor, though, I'd like to commend David Jones. He does a really good job of communicating with the district. Call me, call the foreman, to let us know when something's going on, especially in the town proper, and it really helps us a lot. I know, really thankful
Yeah, every
for
time I
that.
get called into David, he's really quick about it. David, obviously, there was a lot of floods throughout Yukon in those areas. Are y'all kind of backlogged now at this point with different things to repair or do, or?
No, we are not. Really, we don't have any roads that go east of
You
Grand
don't?
River.
Okay, so everything's.
Yeah.
That was OKC, but it's called in.
Oh,
And we-
okay,
and
so
we
that
do
was,
have-
okay.
We do have a mutual consideration agreement with Oklahoma City, so if they did call to do, so the way that works is, we're just kind of at the ready, we're able to do project agreements with them because of their population size. If they wanna do something, then we run an agreement just like this through the meeting.
Okay, perfect, thank what was that title again?
Stop sign.
96,
Title 96?
69.
60, okay.
Tell them about stop signs, Lacey,
What do you wanna know about them?
that we got by them, that's what you said the other day, right?
It's on my.
So-
We-
Yeah, no, I'm happy to speak to that too. So I did ask the question of our district attorney because I didn't know, you know, if you as a board come in and say, we wanna pave every road in town with 6 inches of asphalt, and obviously the county can't afford that. What does that relationship and that responsibility look like? That's really what drove the DA to say, well, pull out your mutual aid agreement, and we didn't have one. So what basically that amounts to is if this board chooses to do anything on your roads, of course you can, it's your roads, and then you would just make those improvements.
And that's where that sentence comes in here, where it says the town may, under separate agreement, furnish to Canadian County District 2 the funds to pay its share of costs, for manpower, equipment, and materials for joint projects, and we also, in the next line is for, providing materials in lieu of cash, like that's what that's in regards to, right?
Kind of, sort of, like if you were, not necessarily on something breaking a board action, but if you were wanting to come in and say, hey, we wanna go pave this road, the town doesn't have the funds to do that, but you wanna do a mutual agreement with me, it's you guys' decision, and we just see how we work together best on that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which would be a separate agreement, correct?
correct, it'd be a
Like we
separate,
did that
so
road
run
grant?
through the meeting.
Right, of course, for the grant, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you guys as a board, you know what your
But on-
authority is
but
as
on the
far as
stop
what
sign?
you can do.
On the stop signs, it's on us, put them up and then they'll maintain them afterwards, is what she said.
Okay.
Yes, the county would be responsible for any maintenance or any, law enforcement of any enforcement of whatever is that. I will say on the county side of, at my other district that I worked at, the only involvement I've had with, like creating four-way stops and things, they almost every time came from law enforcement, recommendations.
Yeah.
Based on studies, and we may get the call, and if the commissioner felt like it had merit, we would go to the sheriff's.
And now, like our four-way, for instance, so that's state controlled because it's state highways,
Correct.
and so whether or not we ever get a stop light there will determine based on what DOT determines, right? So even your recommendations, if that ever came to it, does it have any weight at all on them evaluating that, or no?
Yeah, we made recommendations for the speed limit reduction there.
Yeah, and they listened, yeah.
Well, after a while.
Yeah, it took a while.
Yeah.
Rich had to get in some butt, but
Yeah.
they eventually did it.
Can we jump to 18A with that said?
Yeah. Alright, 18A, the four-way stop, consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of four-way stop at Division Maple.
Boy, do we need to vote on that one first?
So did we not vote on that before?
So, I had to sit on there because you did, but you said the county do it, so I got prices. The county
We got
funded.
prices on what it would cost the town to do it.
Sorry.
And locals,
Are these gonna be,
Yeah, she didn't copy. the-
will these have, I mean,
Front and back?
Do we need to?
on the eastbound side, with those, did you get quotes for LED or just standard stop signs?
So, hold on, because it's not there. Did y'all still,
That's all, it's back to you.
okay, yeah, thank you. So, what I looked at, you can probably help me with this, the size of the stop sign determined by the speed limit, correct? So, but I thought 24 inch is pretty small out there, so a 30 inch, flashing stop sign, LED with, solar, there you went, what's stupid, is about $800 each. 36 inch is $1,500 each, roughly.
So what are the sizes of the new ones that sit on 59? I wonder.
The ones on 59, they're probably 36, right? So it's kind of up to y'all. 30 inch, I think would be fine, 24, I think would be a little small. But I did want to bring one thing up, that was brought to me, I thought about, yeah, when you get, I know people complain there, but now they're gonna be complaining because people, that truck pulls up there and goes.
Yeah.
Don't we
Every
That's
time.
a pretty good sound.
That's gonna be a big, and also rough on the road right there, so,
But we have an ordinance in place for Jake breaks, we
yep,
do,
I
right?
ain't talking about Jay Breaks, I'm
No,
talking
no,
about.
I'm approaching, I mean, that also is gonna come to light, but we have
Yeah.
ordinances against it, but do we have signs on that approaching from that direction?
I don't
For
know if
Jake
we
breaks or
can- I
no?
don't think so, which we can put up. Well, also, I put a little more money into it because, we're gonna need to put stop sign ahead signs up as well, cause they can't do no stop sign there, I would assume. And then,
What
just
you
worried
say
about.
those are 30 inch?
800.
You said 30 inch?
30 inches is around 800 and 36 inches is about 1,500.
Buying them on Amazon, they're $199.
Not 30 inch flashing, that's where I got the price. Not that.
With
maybe-
the LR.
Yes.
But that's not the government price.
But we're not
Yeah.
gonna go,
Yeah.
we're gonna make.
Are there, we don't have to buy from any specific vendor, do we?
No, no.
They gotta be a DOT approved sign though.
They do,
Yeah.
yeah.
Either or, but that's why I put it back on, cause
So who did
before I spend money.
you may have said in here, did you say where you got the quote from?
No, I called, I got it on Amazon actually, and then looked
Yeah.
on their, on the state deal, it was about the same, so.
I know there's Action
Yeah, there's action signers, lots of
sign,
signers, they're high.
mid something as well on the north side of Edmond. I
Yeah.
can't think of the name of them.
Do we need four, or can we just do it on?
Well, I thought two, because the north and south already there.
Yeah.
Everybody's used to north and south, just the east and west, and probably by the time they burn out, they'll be used to them being there, but.
Just making sure what you're thinking of it.
No, that's what I was thinking was too, it's gonna.
I mean, I obviously I prefer the LED, especially from the eastbound, people that are eastbound, but I am concerned with the price, I mean, obviously they have to be, we want them to be DOT compliant, it seems expensive, but who knows?
Yes.
And how do you find out if stop sign is DOT?
It says it on the back of it.
So if we print a sticker.
Yeah, it's $200 without the sticker cost.
Yeah.
It's the same thing about all my equipment at the beginning, it says approved, and
Yeah.
EL.
So you're looking at about $2,000 roughly, time everything's done, or a little bit
Yeah,
less.
I mean,
2 or 3.
Just put the stop sign ahead up, as well as the stop signs,
No jake brakes
and no J brake signs.
on the hill.
I don't spend that much time.
Or would it
on the
be,
phone listening about it.
or would it be better to put a 36 on eastbound and a 30-inch on
Well-
westbound?
So have we had any speeders in the last week and a half?
I'm sorry?
Have we had any speeders in the last week and a half? So that being said, I've got a citizen that contacted me today about the MUTCD manual, and that's the ODOT standard, and it says, yield or stop sign shall not be used for speed control.
If we're on speeding, we're not after speeders.
Do we want them to put a four-way there because people are driving too fast in town?
I want to put a four-way there so that our, daycare's a little safer.
Typically, they don't put four-way stops unless there's been a history of accidents.
Yeah.
There is a video accident.
There's been one just north of us, when my son got hit back.
On Maple,
No, on the
No,
vision.
on vision.
Yep, he was backing out, it's supposed to be 25.
Semi-hitty.
And even though it was his fault because he backed out front, if you loaded or unloaded 25 mile an hour, if you're going 25, you should be able to
Yeah.
stop and see him.
but that's.
And so, that being said, it's an inconvenience to everybody, and I think we give it a try because of the problem. If it wakes everybody else up and they don't like it, then we take them down, same as we put them up, so. But I've lived there close to that for 50-some years, and so I know how fast they can go. And you don't see it all the time, but it only takes one, and that's the most residential part of our town,
This document,
so. And if you don't wanna use that reason, you can say for safety. So, you can make.
Yeah, it wasn't about doing it again, I was, you'll be spending money, I guess, is what I needed. Approval.
So as the fire chief and police, are y'all for it or against it?
I'm indifferent, I mean, if it helps protect citizens, I'm all for it. It's gonna cause a lot of complaints, I can tell you that.
For a little while.
Yeah, I might be the one to get the first ticket. Ain't been one there forever.
I don't hardly ever go this way, so I'm not, but,
Forgive my ignorance, what is MUTCD? I looked it up, it's a website, obviously. Or they have a website. What is that?
It's like a federal manual.
For uniform traffic devices.
It's federal.
It is recognized as ODOT standard to use that.
Yeah.
If I can say one other thing too, just as I didn't see see or read any kind of formal, request for this that came to the board. I did see a social media post that was, just a citizen talking about it, and that very same day, we had a law enforcement presence out there, monitoring it, so thank you for that, because I think that means something whenever it's recognized that quickly.
But this concerned citizen that brought this up, I mean, we've had stop signs throughout the community since I've been on the board, and it's never been an issue. I mean, obviously, this is a more main street, but. I mean, it's a popular complaint, I mean, on Division Street, and it is speed related.
And their concern was more of the fact that they might be focusing on the stop sign and not seeing the kids run out there and cause more trouble.
Yeah.
Trying to stop or.
It doesn't affect me, I'm indifferent, but, I mean, if it makes it safer, I'm good. And I mean, I can't picture them using that to complain, like you said, worst case scenario, we can come down.
Yeah.
So, would you like to make a motion?
On the interlocal agreement first?
Yes, we need to do that first. Number 9, interlocal agreement, we need to make a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the interlocal agreement between us and Canadian County.
I second that.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 18A, four-way stop. Motion.
So we're making one we've already approved it.
Right.
So we just need to
Up
make
to
a
3,000,
motion.
I'm gonna say that number.
2,000. Whatever.
It'll be less than that, but it should be less. The 30 inch, right, be fine, yeah, and then it'll be whatever we,
So it's still gonna come off the state contract, right?
but depends what it is compared to what I can get something ODOT certified on mine, yeah.
No, no, that'd be less than the state contract. I just make
Yeah,
a motion that we, allow David to get 2 stop signs, solar stop signs, DOT approved, 30 inch with the posts, and any other signs, like stop ahead, and, no gate breaks allowed.
Yeah, I would like to see the no jake breaks.
Give him the authority to do
I'll second that.
whatever it
motion.
takes to do it.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
No.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion approved. Alright. Do we have any more county commissioner questions?
Do we wanna make a social media post letting the public know that that's coming?
Yes.
Lacey, did you want to say anything about the, roads within the?
I had nothing to do with this, but
Within the what?
Yeah,
Jacob's area over there.
No, if this board is wanting to do something over there, I mean, that would be for you guys to take action on. What he's referring to is, David Jones and Hunter took a group of us around and we did, evaluate, look at some issues within the town proper, and so those will be addressed soon.
Such as drainage.
Yes, there was some drainage, some intersection concerns, the property, or the road that goes through the old trailer park, our public roads, and I did not know that, I do now, and so that is, part of the town's inventory, so.
If you have a grader truck that gets really bored, we can grade these 2 small gravel roads in town too. But
What's it take to get those gravel roads chip sealed?
Like dollar wise, or you just want to add something? to it?
I've always questioned why
bills, that's not.
they've never done those 2 roads out of the entire town.
In my 6 months, it hasn't come up to me yet. Let me
You
do a
talking
little
about
checking,
you talking about
if it's
you?
something you want the county to pay for, and I will let you know.
Talking about St. Paul right down there, and,
Hey,
would be Fourth, I guess, and Cherry.
well, that's because Keith Grice, because he didn't want the black stuff on the driveway, that's why he's got cracks this far out front. I'm the guy that oiled it, and I was told, don't get none on that new driveway. I said, okay.
that one time they got a ton all over my driveway.
Okay.
Did you get it off?
Yeah.
That was a mother trucker too.
Did you do it? Huh?
Did you get it done? Yeah.
But that road right there,
Fair enough.
we've talked about that one, but it needs some work done on it, you know, it's just real flat.
I'm not asking for it for the record, 'cause I'm indifferent either way, I just get it graded a couple times a year, which they always do, it's fine.
I mean, I'm the same way, I'm indifferent, I just always question
Yeah.
why.
That's one of the things, you know, we'll get it more back down in the county. Very, not much travel.
If there was a reason why, it's like, no, you know,
I do not know the reason
I don't
for you
think
right
it's
now.
because, well,
all right,
don't do this because, well, whatever, yeah.
let's move on. Community grants, Rebecca Blaine.
Good evening, I'm Rebecca Blaine, I'm from Taft Associates, we have an office in OKC and in Norman. I was also part of the IQC team from OU that helped on the comprehensive framework a couple years back, so some of y'all look familiar. Anyways, we are able on smaller grants, that don't require such a heavy lift, we're able to help you guys out and package those together, without a fee, and then just help you through the project on the back end. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of a few grants that are coming up that are great opportunities that don't require a local match. TSET has one for nutrition under their Built Environment program right now. So if you guys have thought about doing either a food pantry for the city or for the school district, that is something that's available, that's due in late August. There's also another section of Built Environment grants coming out late September, that cover planning, design, and construction. And that would be a perfect opportunity to apply for a comprehensive plan. And again, there's no match required for either one of those opportunities. And then we think late September, early October, Oklahoma Department of Transportation is going to come out with their Transportation Alternatives Program grant. And the match is determined by community size. And so with y'all's current population, although you're growing, there's no match required for that as well. If there was a project that you wanted to do, maybe safety modification, something traversing the highways, something of that nature, that could be done through that program. So anyways, I've got hard copies of these and some cards I'll leave with Michelle. I just wanted to let you guys be aware of that and let you know that we're here to help.
Well, Rebecca, what is required for us to use your services?
Yeah, so, if you guys do want to, do something, we would just put together an agreement that of course your attorney can look over. But again, there would be no charge for the grant preparation. We would just kind of help you guys with the project on the back end. And so I think it's a win-win, but with some of these smaller ones, grants, depending on the funding agency, are a lot like college football teams. They're not created equal. So if it's something that's a bigger list, we might have to look at that and put a fee with it. But on the three that I've mentioned specifically, those are something that we could prepare without a cost.
But this would fire us into the right spot to get started on the,
Yes, sir. Comp plan.
comp plan. Yeah.
I'll reach out to you with some questions, or email and stuff.
Absolutely, please do.
I love the idea of it, I think it's something that we have to go ahead and get accomplished. So if you would go ahead and put something together, present it to us so we can run it through our lawyer, I'd love to hear and see what we can do together.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, number 11, sell a town-owned property, America. Cameron, sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
So from the last offer that we got, we agreed to, it was contingent on the Graves purchasing that 1 acre that fulfills the end of their property. So I went back and offered that to them. Since it is in a floodplain, almost the entire portion of that is a floodplain, they did not feel comfortable with the $10,000 ask, since that is, what we're asking for the good ground. They did come back with a counter at $5,500 for that piece of property, or if the city did not want to do it at 5,500. Brian said he would include it in his, but he was not going to erase his offering, so.
So we make 5,500 we'll give away free.
Right.
I just don't want it to be landlocked.
Well, yeah, I mean, either way, it would be landlocked.
Yeah. Huh?
Either way, it wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't be as long as we agreed on.
Yes,
it. Yeah.
one or the
Yeah.
other,
Yeah.
correct.
There's also some other things that got brought to our attention today, especially with water going across there today.
Mhm.
With, Dave brought, I went over and looked at it today, and there's like 3 places where water crosses it pretty heavily, and it'd be right in the back of that frontage. Like, right off the, whatever that is, Clark Drive or whatever, so there's 3 now, but it's not in a floodplain.
But it's not flowing east-west, it's north-south,
North and
correct?
south,
Okay.
yeah, so it's coming off about equal with that old pad over there, south into that property. And it's beat out pretty good, but there's still a lot of water that went through there. It did rain a lot the other day, but I don't know if we need to, what we need to do is just set it up and where we just survey it out and to do lots.
So you're saying from that old pad, it cuts off the corner of Park Drive and then runs down to where that pond is, basically?
It's like 100 feet in from the side of the road, there's that corner house, or something like that. And it goes, there's another cutout ditch down by that first house, whatever, Taylor.
Oh, I see it there, it runs down basically down the side of the road,
Yeah.
and then cuts
Yeah.
back to the east at the corner right there.
And then down the center of that opening too.
Yeah,
What he's
so, okay, so they would, whoever's developing those 4 houses is gonna need to redirect that around the backside?
Probably.
Yeah,
And he's aware of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
he knows that there's gonna be dirt work.
So he'll
done.
redirect it to the east and then to the south of what he's developing.
I actually just met with him a couple of times today with my concerns as
Mhm.
floodplain administrator in regards to some of that. He's fully aware.
What would your concerns be on it?
Even though it's not in a flood zone, it's something that we're gonna have to address. If whatever he goes and puts in there is gonna cause that water to back up. At some point, that McComas property to the north, which right now, it's all dirt, pasture.
Yeah,
It's gonna absorb it, but at some point, that's going to develop as well, and we're gonna have some issues. So before this one is developed, I'd like to have all of those
Well, and-
concerns addressed and dealt with.
Because a similar example of that is the new development of the new houses on Maple Avenue,
Absolutely.
because their backyards won't drain.
Nope.
And like, had there been a drainage ditch put in, it's my understanding, I've had a couple people from over there complain about an easement that was put in place on the west side of their property. Was that easement put there for an alley, or was that easement put there, like, what?
Pipeline.
Utility.
Pipeline.
Pipeline, gas line, utility, okay. So ditching the backside of their properties is, I've never talked to anybody about this, I'm just thinking like, 'cause some of them are putting pumps in their backyard to get rid of water off of that. So putting a ditch across the back of there is probably not an option because there's a pipeline there, or is it
It's
based on?
supposed to be an abandoned one, but how do you know that until you
Yeah.
cut right into it?
And I don't know, if those- I don't know if those people that live on that, and this is off the topic, we need to get back to topic,
I
but.
think the only benefit you get is when you got one guy probably building all 4 homes, and he's
Yeah.
not gonna try to sell a house if we're not gonna drain.
Right.
Yeah.
He knows he won't be able to.
And so, now this is a question for you and maybe for the, does there need to be something, in the agreement to sell, for him to relocate that to the backside of there, and we put a ditch in, or how do you, what do you think, David? I mean, what do you got?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said.
Well, both,
Um,
yeah.
You gotta be careful about redirecting sometimes,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
our engineer looked at all of this though, at one point, I mean.
I don't know that he,
That's something we're gonna have
I don't know
to
he went
deal
that deep into that particular
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Because it
He
wasn't
just-
floodplain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, to me, being in construction, there's things you could do there to keep
Yeah.
that drainage there.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, you don't build a house right in that particular spot, and you
Mhm.
maybe make a low spot, and whatever, there's,
Mhm.
He can divert it a little.
you don't wanna just go dig a ditch and move it over, which is,
Yeah.
sometimes that don't work.
Mhm.
So, which you may know that more than me.
Yeah.
So you probably take a lot of that water that's coming on the, north side of that, Park Drive and take it straight on to the east.
Yeah.
That's probably what he'll wanna do across the property.
There's a lot of,
And take it around to the back.
when we look today, the way I was understanding,
May work.
was he wanting to do like, basically long skinny lots? Is that what he said?
Yes, basically, yes, east to west, his son is actually an engineer, and so they went out there and were kind of getting, you know, the layout of it.
So those, the houses are closer to the road, I think, anyway.
Yes, so he would put them closer to Park Drive, and then the back side.
Have a long-
So, and it's good that you're here, Mr. Griggs, because, like, when I look at this, I mean, that water is coming down and entering the north side of that pond, and then exits out the south side of the pond. So all that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because you were there. And so, really the question becomes, if he's redirecting that, does the whole back northern half of your property, Mr. Griggs, does it drains down to that same pond?
Slows down.
Yeah, so, I mean, do you have concerns there if he redirects that around, I can show you on the map.
I just kind of thought when y'all were saying that, if you're gonna direct it east, it's gonna come on to me at some point.
Well, it's gonna direct to you, I don't know if you want to look at the area, it's gonna direct to you, I mean, with that concept or idea, it's early, so what you described to us is so coming off that wall, coming across this back corner right here, and then it comes down the side of Park Avenue right here, and then see where that looks like you guys said, still the run through, right here, it's coming down.
That would be right here.
No, that was.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good like thumb.
But if he's closer to the road, he can leave that, yeah, it's not, it's nothing like.
That's right here. I don't know.
That's what I was doing, when I got it, some of these guys,
Redoing that, comes around the north side of the
I think we should all get on in there.
Yeah, it's only like.
Well,
Yeah, of course, yeah. They're talking about the other Yeah, but that's why that's here, that's why I was asking, all of your property, slopes down,
But, you know, water in the woods, drilling more, or something.
I mean, they will have to address that, but it's not nothing major.
Alright,
It's up to you guys, if y'all have other concerns, but.
do I have a motion?
I make a motion we accept Brian Riverton's offer. And.
Are we accepting Mr. Griggs' offer?
And accept
Is that-
it.
okay.
With the contingency that Mr. Griggs buys up 5,500 acres
I'll second that
for
motion.
the 1 acre.
Motion is second, all those in favor?
Aye.
no.
Aye. Motion approved. Alright. Number 12, Department of City Code Enforcement. Following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and information by Union City Code Enforcement Teresa Willard.
Or to keep everything moving.
What is the number of cats allowed? I'm really serious.
In one home or?
Three.
Talking to this.
Does this include their outside cats and inside cats?
Three. If they're feeding.
Our deal didn't say anything about cats, it said dogs.
It
not
says
really.
3 cats or a dog.
So I can provide you with a list of addresses that are feeding more than 3 cats?
And then they're gonna say, no, those aren't my cats.
Yeah.
That's fine. Then we
I
can
did
remove
get
them.
a family to remove 11 from their premises on the Christmas tree.
I know they have at least 11, because when I leave out at
The
3:30 in the
three,
morning, they scatter.
The 3 were supposedly theirs, but the others went to a rescue.
Rebecca, how many cats you wanna take home tonight?
Well, I'm already at the nut, to have my 30th.
Unfortunately, they're -1.
Well, in now Union City, once you go past 4, you're an official cat lady, so be careful.
Thin line.
I do address the
You have to
cats.
pick it up.
People complain, it's hard to get someone to admit, these are my cats, obviously.
It's the same old, I've been feeding it 2 years, but
But
it
it's
must
not
be.
mine,
Huh?
yeah.
Get me to admit that
No.
it's mine. 'Cause they're not.
It helps, I don't know if that's the problem area or not, but I did get 11 removed from there. You
I
may
think
have
between
11
them
more.
between them and Jerry,
I was fixing to say, he's number 2 on my list on the cat thing.
Get rid of cats, get more mice.
Yeah.
There's weed, there's weed.
water, but there have been some dry days where most people can at least get most of their yard.
Yeah.
So I've kind of stopped looking at the
I mean, makes you wonder what people do down in Louisiana, it rains every day.
It's plenty of time before the rain came to get rid of those 3 feet of grass.
Yeah. When I lived in Alabama, we mowed whether it was raining or not.
Have we covered everybody that's here? Maybe we can skip to,
Yeah, it's all the speakers.
that's all the speakers except for those two, so we can just, if you mind skipping to them, Bob, so we don't have to
You
stay
know,
all night.
you won't go too bad.
It'll be 19C? Yes.
What did you do, 19C, we talked to
Oh, she has it on there twice, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
19D.
I'm sorry, I do have people look at it, I didn't say the final for today.
You said look at it, not read it.
Hey, we have to have somebody blame. Alright.
Alright, number 19D.
Thank you.
Union City Park improvements. Consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of town of Union City assisting Union City School District Number 57 financially with repairs to Union City Ballpark to include pavilion, dugouts, press box, stairs, flagpole, fencing, install and removal, pitching machine storage, and general storage building. After 3 bids for materials and labor costs are submitted to the town of Union City Board of Trustees and approval by said board.
That's another, contract drawn up that, Tom has, and has not approved yet.
Has not approved yet.
No.
But we will table that one.
You're talking about the agreement between the school and the,
Yep, I retyped it up, and I have a contract that I have bought.
has the school's attorney gotten with our attorney?
They are, well, on their second week of vacation, they said they would be back at the end of this week.
Okay.
And that's the first thing they're going to look at.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so Tom has it, they'll take a look at it, and then he'll get it over to their attorneys when they come back, and then they'll discuss it, and then we may be able to have it on the next agenda.
Okay.
Like, we may be able to vote it.
So, but since Lance and Rick are both here, let's let them talk. Go ahead.
Okay, is 19A, is that also part of this?
Yes.
Or we're waiting on
You're
contracts
waiting
for?
on Tom to take a look at the one I drew up.
Yeah, and that's more of what she's referring to as the 19A. 19B, I think, is more of what they're here to talk about, so.
Okay.
All 19A, B, C, and D, all are gonna need to be tabled probably, cause there's contracts involved that Tom and their attorney is gonna take a
Yeah,
look at.
well, but it's only in regards to the agreement between they're here to speak in regards to 19D about some of the repairs that they wanna do. Y'all kinda have an idea at this point of what we wanna tackle first?
A little bit, but one thing on the contract agreement, did we discuss possibly the town carrying insurance, and our
Correct.
agreement be that we pay whatever the insurance is, that would be our lease fee for the year?
Correct, that's what we're working towards. And so, have we gotten anything back on the amount of what that's gonna be yet?
Yeah, but he's looking at it.
Tom is? Okay. Does Tom have anything he wants to add in regards to
Tom, do you
that?
have anything you'd like to add in regards to the, contract with the school and the park
No,
improvement?
I just reviewed those briefly. My understanding is that those have been submitted by the school, is that correct?
I don't believe they've submitted anything, I think it's, the ones they turned in are not gonna be valid, because they used the word July, the beginning of July, and we're past July. So I re-established the contract so that they would make sense at this point, because we're past July.
Yeah, but, Tom, my argument there is we want, or at least I'm speaking for the school would like for the agreement to be at the same time at the end of their fiscal year and the start of their fiscal year, which is July 1st. So we would want that, yes, now it may start on the day that everybody signs and everybody agrees, but we want the renewal to be for July 1st, correct?
Yeah, effective that date.
Correct.
Is that, yeah,
Yes.
that works.
Yeah, So that way, next year when it renews on July first, which is the same time that their physical year starts over.
Goes over that, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanna make sure that that's,
Yeah, that works, yeah, 'cause we could, yeah, the effective date is the date.
okay. Okay. And so,
Ours doesn't, that's why the attorneys are looking at them.
on 19D, and I don't know if you wanna speak at all, Lance, about what improvements, cause we talked last time as a group about, you know, the town potentially paying for half of, some of the initial improvements on the smaller ones that they'd like to accomplish, so.
Yeah, so basically so my name's Lance Mills, and so my child's gonna be a junior, 8 years of the year. We transferred it from Mustang in his 8th grade. So I'm a Booster Club member, and I was just trying to do some of the legwork to help Mr. Dennis and Coach Griggs out on the things, just to get us to this point of discussion. So we took the list of, the wish list, and we've since kind of pared it down, and so some of the things that are on the wish list is we want to kind of improve the batting facility. So as you guys know, and I think you discussed last time, the pavilion, we talked about different things, and so the pavilion is kind of out of our sights now. So what we would like to do, or would like to discuss doing with you guys' approval, is to move the existing batting cages from behind the concession stand, because it's kind of dangerous. Kids going in and out, kids are hitting right there, and it's kind of a nice shaded area that the community could use, because we could dress that up with sod or seed. But we're talking about moving those out towards the left field out there, and then maybe adding an additional long cage, adjacent to it. So that's what we want to do at this point with batting cages. We need to,
Chain link.
yeah, the chain link is kind of, it just needs some.
It's curled up real bad at the bottom, if y'all go over and look at it, it's curled up real bad, where balls are leaving the field, and any kid slides over there, he's facing a chain link.
Cable through it?
No, not on the base, I don't know, if there, it probably never had a cable, yeah.
That's the same fence that's been there since I've been here, and this is year 24.
Yeah.
So one of the things we've talked about on the wish list is taking the old chain link down, go ahead and paint the rail that's there, and putting up a heavy duty galvanized, like a black chain link.
Really galvanized.
Yeah, galvanized, so it doesn't bend and stretch.
Have you got any bids on what that costs?
Yeah, we had that in the last packet, we don't have with us today.
And so a lot of the work, you know, dads and parents and kids will be doing. But some of the
Coaches will be helping?
The other thing that's on the wish list is to get some new bullpens.
Bullpens.
Yeah.
If you go around a lot of places for maintenance wise, I want a concrete pad where the catcher is, and then concrete, with turf, because you don't have to maintain them, and have to worry about being too muddy if somebody's going to warm up, you know, it's a lot easier to maintain, stuff like that. It's a one-time deal instead of having to worry about bringing dirt in and making sure everything's covered up before it rains or anything else. It's just, to me, it's more feasible than, concrete pad where the catcher sits, and then a concrete pad where it's, elevated slopes where the pitcher's at, over at the visitor side on first base and at third base. I mean, having a price come in for that somebody will have to do the concrete, but I'm kind of thinking it's gonna be about $4,000, maybe $5,000 for both of them together.
We have the fence, the relocation of the batting cages, and then the, bullpens.
The relocation of batting cages, you know, we may have to like trim a little bit of the trees. I don't know if that batting cage, I'm sure it goes down and past some footing and goes down the ground. I don't think it's just.
Is the plan to try to reuse most of that material, or?
Hopefully we can just front end loader and pick it up and scoot it.
Yeah, okay.
Depends on how far that, if it is, has footing and buried in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to expose it and cut.
David, am I correct? I thought I saw somebody move that batting cage.
I think so too, I thought it just slid.
I think it just slid.
I don't remember it ever moving.
Could be wrong.
Not in my time.
I can find out for you, I think the back over.
That'd be great. I know that
That we can move.
we're moving over to where we're thinking that it goes on to the, little practice field, but I really haven't seen really anybody use that as a practice field in so many years. I know that, I'd like to keep it away from, where the water pipes go and everything. I know we can't cover it up, but I would like to pour some concrete in there or something and roll some turf out, because you can hit it any time. And then we have power running right through there, might be able to eventually cover it with the top and then get some lights in there and you can hit it. Go there at all times of the night and hit it.
A couple of the other improvements we were talking about was, so where the big fence is, cutting a gate so that when they go to fetch the balls, they don't have to go all the way around. And then cutting another one that.
Ag teacher takes some ag kids down there and make it happen.
Do our ag kids run, cutting torches and welders ever, or no?
They do, but I
When
They did the old ag teacher.
Only when there's gas stations.
Oh, yeah.
That was my kids, by the way. Got it done, too.
Yes.
So then there was, we got a number to add like a steel plate on a couple of doors, cause there's a $3,500 pitching machine, not secure right now. It's just a matter of time when it walks off. We gotta be able to secure these things.
I wouldn't mind having eventually getting another storage shed over there, because I know putting the mower in a little breezeway of the concession's probably not right, but a long drive between the schools and over there to get it every time.
And then on the wish list is paint the rear fences, say it's pretty bad, and then the press box and the dugouts. We talked about maybe bringing in some pressure run and some millings around the seating areas, kind of level it up. Just, cause it just needs to be freshened up.
And I asked Keith at this, the last one, I mean, how much money are y'all putting in on this?
Well, I think we originally budgeted, what do we think?
30 altogether, something like that?
30 or 40, depending on, which ones we move forward to. So what we're thinking is that we, whatever our limit is, so the Booster Club, we're planning on raising money as much as we can, and,
We could
and then
probably
we'll take
do
it
right
as far
about
as we can.
12 to 15 right now without draining us. I don't know exactly, I'm not the treasurer of that, I can just make a phone call and find out.
So,
This isn't something I wanna do in the next, all in the next month. It may take a couple months, and it may take some of it now and then some of it when the season's over, and then we never have to have another.
well, and Tom, any repairs or any additions that we would do, that would have to be budgeted, correct?
That's correct.
We'd have to make a budget amendment if we chose to do it sooner.
Well, with this one bid, I'm asking that we require 3 bids. Because with this one bid, with the numbers they have over here, they're asking $57,000 from us.
They're not doing that for us.
They're not,
Pavilion, not even-
that pavillion's not in the, that's down the road goals, but not for now.
Pavilion also.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not a part of the contract?
No, that will not be, the main thing we wanna cover in the contract is, so we're looking at the scoreboard as well, which we have a fresh quote on the new scoreboard. It's like, you have that handy in your hand? So if we went back and looked at a different vendor for the scoreboard,
You save some money on paint if you let Ivy grow on out there.
so the new bid total.
As much as it's raining, the weeds are getting building up pretty fast.
Okay, and then anybody that wants to look at this can pass this around as well.
I'm still gonna request that we get 3 bids, which is not uncommon if the city's gonna be involved in supporting something. It's actually required.
What'd you say, David?
Why am I being ignored right now?
I'm listening to you, I was listening to David too.
Thank you. It's actually required, and we've only seen 1 bid, and now that bid's not valid because we're taking things out. So we need to have something solid that we can put in a contract, and we've gotta have 3 bids to vote.
All that's gonna be in the contract between the school and the town is going to be what the insurance cost is per year, or per month, however they choose to do it. The school wants to pay once per year or once per month. I don't know if you do that does it make more sense to do
Well, I
that
think
quarterly
that
or yearly?
it boils
But-
down to how often we have to pay the insurance,
Yeah,
right?
right, yeah. So how often is that? Once a year does the town pay
We
insurance?
usually
Or-
pay once a year.
Once a year, okay.
Mhm.
So at that time, that's when the school would pay their portion of the lease for that year. But primarily injured. The scoreboard, like this quote comes to $17,391, based on what Bank First has verbally agreed to. They're gonna help us recoup 15,000 of that, so that just leaves a difference of like $2,391. So if you wanted to include that in the lease as well, you could, over a specific amount of time.
So we have to pay for it up front, right?
Huh?
We have to pay for it up front.
Yes, that's correct, yeah,
We're
yeah.
reimbursed.
And maybe the school's open to paying the difference, you know, upfront. I mean, it's however you guys wanna look at doing it, but,
I was thinking some numbers, so.
yeah.
And I do have insurance information, but not on all of these things, but now that you're saying that we are not gonna be required to insure the pavilion, correct?
No,
Yes, it's still down, bro.
yeah, it's still
Okay.
town property. All the properties will be included in the insurance. The only thing.
They're just not gonna redo it.
They're not gonna redo it, like actual remodel it as of right now, which is what that quote you're staring at right there is for,
You're staring at one.
or you're staring at, yeah.
But yes, OMAG is working on getting a spreadsheet for me set up to show specifically these individual items.
Right.
Because the way it was written is it was just lumped into ballpark. So it didn't say insurance for the bed, insurance for this, so they
Right.
have to separate that for me.
Right,
And they have not been able to get it back to me quick enough.
okay. So, we'll work on that, because, and again, their attorneys are still going back and forth on that as well. So, I guess kind of what, in this meeting, what I would like to at least accomplish is a couple things. So, if you guys can kind of give us a number of what your initial improvements are, and then we vote on whether we want to match that or not. And then I would desperately like to get approval on the scoreboard, for the fact that spring baseball is right around, or fall baseball is right around the corner. And what's the lead time on that, Lance, getting that? I mean, it's 2 months, 8 weeks?
Yeah, he said 2 months because they're focused on the footballs and.
Right, yeah, so even if we pull the plug sooner than later, we're still about, 8 weeks out from that thing being installed, and it's a vital part of the game.
How much is the school gonna pay for the school board?
I would say that we're probably gonna pick up the remainder, the 2,700.
Yeah, roughly 2,700, but then, Lance, forgive me, did this one include the installation, or we were gonna cover installation ourselves?
No,
The school was
The school's gonna pick up installation? Okay, alright. So, but that's what I would like to get accomplished, because if we can get this thing on order, we heard that we have verbal approval from JP that they're gonna pay us $1,000 per year for the next 15 years. We just gotta finalize the details between the two attorneys. At least the scoreboard can be
I
on order.
wonder if they'll make me that loan.
What?
If I want to borrow 15,000, if they take
No, they won't.
You gotta advertise Bank First
No.
on your pickup.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Andrew
So
does.
then, can you tell me what the total cost for the scoreboard is, the total?
Yeah, so $17,391.
And the town is gonna cover what?
15,000.
15? Okay.
Yeah.
We kinda think
That's
that
right,
30 is gonna be what our window of what we're.
The scope of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, it would be like
Yeah.
15 is what we're.
Right.
Now, I do have a question. Wasn't the last deal, didn't we have a discussion why the scoreboard wouldn't work because it had yellow numbers?
Yes, well, on the previous
This has
quote,
white, that's
Yeah.
wrong, printed off wrong, this has white LED.
yeah, it does have white LEDs. They double and triple check that.
And, I'm sorry, what account were we gonna take the 15,000 from?
It'll probably be capital improvement fund.
Wait, hey, Bob,
Yeah.
the scoreboard number, is that number in some agreement someplace or in on the agenda?
No.
I don't see anything in here that says that the board is to approve the purchase. Is the board buying this scoreboard?
So the town would pay in the 15,000, and it would be reimbursed by the bank over the next 15 years.
Well, the agreement that y'all have sent
needs to be changed to 15. Earlier when JP was in the meeting, he agreed to it verbally, last month, and then he again agreed verbally tonight, at tonight's meeting, that he would go to 15 years. So we need to update that to 15 years.
And then the signature block on that's all wrong, that's not signed by the bank, it's signed by the school district.
The agreement's gonna be between the town and the bank, because the town owns the ballpark.
I understand that, but that's not the agreement that I'm looking at, it was presented to me to review, Keith.
So, I'll
look at
amend it, I'll fix it for you, Tom.
Michelle just said she would fix it for you, Tom.
Okay, so it's gonna be, 15, it's gonna be a 1-year deal that's renewed annually for 14 more years, correct? Is that what we're saying?
Correct, that's correct.
At $1,000.
That's correct.
A year.
Yes, for the advertisement space, yes.
But if we're looking at it, then if they're saying that, they're not gonna get a full year out of their advertising. Like, if it's gonna renew, they're only gonna get a certain amount of, they're not gonna get 12 months out of it.
Yes.
The board's not even up. If they assign something like that.
Their name is on the existing scoreboard and the backside of it right now as we speak. And it's been up there for free this entire
That doesn't have
time.
anything to do with this agreement.
I'm just saying, Bank First will start paying it as soon as the scoreboard is up, they will immediately start paying it.
And that is not fair. It is
Huh?
advertising, yes, but you're asking them to pay $1,000, and they're not even getting their full amount for it.
Their name's on it right now,
It doesn't have anything to do with this right here, though. That's old. This is what we're talking about, what's gonna happen on a board that's not even there. That's what they discussed with me, and that's why it reads the way it reads. Because you're asking them to put advertising on a board that's not there and pay for it, and they're not gonna get to, when they renew annually, out of this first one, they're not even gonna get 12 months out of it. But they're paying it like they're
I
gonna
can
get 12
assure you, I
months.
can go to JP right now and he will be fine with paying the $1,000 for the first year, because his advertisement's on there right now as
It's
we
not gonna
speak.
be a first year.
You're being too technical. If it's 9 months, I don't care.
Then go
I don't
talk to
care.
JP.
I will talk to JP.
Get it on up.
Okay.
And
Just
I'll let you know.
The dates can be, Tom, from July 1st of this year until June 30th of next year. And
So,
JP will.
yeah, that's the term of the agreement.
Yes, that's what we want it to be. JP will pay the $1,000 and we'll be good to go.
Well, what you're saying is they're gonna pay $1,000 basically irrespective of when that board's actually installed.
Yes, I will talk to JP about it tomorrow, but I'm sure he will not have an
Okay.
issue with that, cause
Okay.
his Bank First name is on the advertisement stuff there right now as we speak.
Okay, so that whole agreement needs to be revised, because that's not what that agreement says.
Okay, well,
Now, I do have a
somebody else
question,
is
Tom.
gonna need to type up the agreement then, cause I don't have all those inside.
There's nothing in the world telling us that Bank First is gonna be there for the next 15 years.
No, and that's exactly right, I mean,
And
this
there needs to
agreement
be
is,
some kind of wording in there that there is a balloon payment should you go out of town.
Maybe we need to get Miko advertised on there too.
Bank First, in my opinion, is being good about this.
Or Norwood.
And if Bank First goes out of business, I mean, you're instantly selling that advertisement space to somebody else.
well, if Bank First sells the bank to, United or whoever bank.
Yeah, they will assume that advertising price, or you'll immediately be able to go out and sell that advertising space to a different business in town.
What's the lawyer thought process on that?
Table it.
This agreement is not the agreement that I'm hearing you guys talking about. So I prepared a different agreement than the one that has been presented to me. Let's table this, get it straight, make sure we're right before we start signing any of these 3 agreements.
Yeah, and again, I wasn't asking, and I guess you're saying because of how she worded it on the agenda item, we can't vote on the scoreboard issue.
No, you can't, because there's no money identified, as something that you're gonna spend money on. You've gotta have that identified on your agenda item.
All right.
What about that one?
So, Tom, when you're ready, let me know what I need to put on the next agenda in place of that, okay?
I will.
Okay, thank
I
you.
will.
All right, so Tom, is 19A also a part of that table?
Yes, I think all three of those, A, B, and C, all three need to be tabled.
Okay. All right.
And the,
Table A, B, 19A, B, C, and D.
Hey, Mayor,
Yes,
just
sir.
real quick, could, just for clarity, can we get permission to go ahead, like, at risk, do some of the improvements to the field, like, if we want to, like, start taking down chain link, and if the city says, no, we're not paying for it, then the Booster Club is paying for that portion of it, so.
I mean,
Season's
It's
coming
not
up,
on our
So
agenda.
would that be under
Yeah,
new business?
We could
yes,
possibly do that.
ballpark to include pavilion, dugouts, press box, air flagpole, fencing, all that's on 19D.
So Tom, could we make a motion on 19D to allow them to start making improvements and then on their own risk?
Do they have, is there,
You could put it under new business though, cause it just came up.
Can I put it under new business?
those are three, 19D, actually it's, mine says C twice, so D is the Union City Park improvements.
Yeah.
Is there an agreement that's supposed to go with that also?
No, this just arose right now.
It's just, I'm sorry, just a what, Michelle?
He just asked that right now, if they could begin the process, and if we decide not to pay for the removal of the fencing, then the Booster Club is gonna pay for it. So I'm saying, if we're gonna do anything, that would be under new business, cause it just came up. Yeah,
Well,
but
again, if there's not some definite amount established someplace,
They're doing the work themselves, they're not spending any money yet.
They just want the okay to tear down the fence.
And
well, I
start
think
working on some of those things.
they can tear down the fence.
They already have a certain amount of money in their budget that they wanna move forward with.
Okay, so Keith, let me understand what we're saying here. Obviously I can't hear everything that's going on in the audience, but the Booster Club, it wants to undertake these improvements to the ballpark.
Yes, that's correct.
That's correct.
Yes.
The Booster Club has money to pay for those improvements to the ballpark.
Yes, some
It
of
will
the initial ones,
undertake,
some of the initial ones they wanna get started on, yes, they already have a budget for that themselves.
Okay, so the Booster Club is then gonna come to the town and say, hey, we want you guys to help us out
Yes,
by contributing, let me finish, by contributing X dollars to these improvements that we've made.
correct. Did you hear me, Tom?
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Obviously, the town has no obligation to pay any portion of that.
Until we vote, you are correct.
Or, I'm sorry, say that
I
again.
said, until we vote, next meeting, you are correct, yes, we have no obligation.
Okay, yeah. And they could go out and spend $25,000 right now. They come to you guys next meeting and say, hey, we want you to pay 15 of this 25, and you tell them, sorry, boys, we're not paying anything. They understand that?
Yes, they understand that, that's correct. Correct? Okay, yes.
Well, the motion has to be that there is no obligation at this point by the town of Union City to pay for any of these repairs, updates, whatever you wanna call them.
Yeah, I will make that motion, and then we'll let the board vote, and then, we'll have it on the agenda for next meeting, and hopefully all this will get straightened out.
Okay. So the real goal, as I understand what you're saying, Keith, the real goal tonight is, like Bob just said, so they can tear down the fence.
Yeah,
I mean, not just
so
the
they
fence,
can
but
get
to
started on some
stuff
of the
going.
repairs, they're 60 days away from baseball season, and they need to get started.
I understand that, but I just don't want anybody to have any idea or impression that, the town of Union City is gonna pay, 10 cents on this deal until it votes, and it may only pay 10 cents on this deal. You understand?
Yes. Anybody else got any questions? So, and I can make a motion on 19D, or do I need to put it under any new business?
No, you can make a motion on 19D, so long as it's very, very clear that there is no obligation by the town of Union City to pay anything for these, whatever we're calling them.
Okay, I'll make the motion. Everybody ready?
Yep.
I would like to make a motion on 19D to approve for the, Booster Club of Union City Schools Baseball to start on the repairs, of their choice, including or not including pavilion, dugouts, press box, stairs, flagpole, fencing, install and removal, pitching machine storage, or any other, general storage buildings. At their own risk, the town is not obligated to pay anything until the next meeting.
Well, until presented with,
quotes at the next meeting.
yeah.
You comfortable with that?
And voted upon.
And voted upon by the
town.
board.
Alright. You got all that written down?
Mhm.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
Yeah, I think.
Motion and second, all those in favor? Aye.
Almost worded. No.
We have no risk. Aye. Motion approved.
Okay, so action items from all of this. Tom, you're gonna work on the agreement in between Bank First and the town to include $1,000 per year for 15 years.
Well, it's a year-to-year contract.
Correct.
Remember? Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna work on that, and then we need, Melissa, we need the, Michelle, we need the quotes for, insurance, so we can set a lease price on the lease agreement.
So, yes, you need that pro rata, however, we're gonna prorate that insurance.
Okay.
And then also on the next agenda, please make sure that the scoreboard quote is on there specifically as a line item so that we can vote on that pending the outcome of everything else.
Tom's supposed to send me what he wants me to put on there, so it'll match up to what he's making as the.
Is our next meeting gonna be next month, or is there a special meeting coming up at any time?
No special meeting at this
Yeah.
time,
Oh.
so it'll be our
We
next.
have one, we'll add to that.
Yeah, me neither.
Do you guys have any other questions?
Just
Thank you.
FYI,
Thank
you need to come apply for your permits before beginning any of the work, okay?
State championship guaranteed?
What permits will be required and what price?
Building permits,
Huh?
those are the building permits depending on.
But it's one building permit for everything listed,
It's
and what's
just-
the price
They're
of
not
that?
adding, they're not, as long as they're not enclosing anything,
What's the price of that?
it'd be $44.50.
$44.50?
Yeah, as long as they don't enclose anything, just the moving, I just have to have it like.
Even though it's on.
I got a
And
permit
that-
that's on city, I didn't think I've ever, I just thought I had to make
On city land?
make the permit, but I didn't.
But
think
the
it was
town's not doing it. They've waived the fees at different times in the past, and I have to specifically ask for the fees, anyway. Last time I asked for fees, we waived the school
Huh?
cleanup,
That's
so
in
I
the
didn't.
hours, whether they build it or not.
Correct, yeah. Tom,
They're doing it, not us, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
So Teresa's brought up that there's building fees and permits that they need to purchase for $44 and some change before they can start this process, but the town owns the land and the structures. So do we need to make under any new business, do we need to waive those fees, or look at waiving those
Yeah.
fees, or because it's town property, we don't have to worry about it at all?
No, you need to waive those fees, and you can do that under new business.
Okay. Thanks, Tom.
Yep.
But the
Anything
town's
else?
not doing the work, I'll read something.
Okay, no, okay.
Number 20, Department of Human Resources.
Wait, we gotta go
We're gonna go
all the
back
way
to-
back.
Oh, we're not going,
To 12A.
man, I was trying to get over this and all that.
Yeah, good luck.
12A, water and sewer non-franchise permit, consideration and possible approval, non-amendment, revision, acceptance of water and sewer non-franchise utility permit approved by Scott Vaughn and David Jones for utility facility on the town of Union City right away. Not ready?
No action.
Okay.
No action on 12A?
Yep. Number 12B, abatement of 2350 Brandy Lane.
Okay.
Michelle, we tabled 12A.
Okay.
Consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, acceptance of abatement on property located at 2350 Brandy Lane in Union City.
First, the two properties that I've been on here, we started, instead of doing the abatement, for the most part, we've been doing, I can't get them to mow it, it's a citation. Both of these properties, it's not gonna be any good to issue citations, even though we're not gonna get any properties, probably won't sell. So the only way to get these properties cleaned up and to help these neighborhoods is if we do the abatement, and if they do not follow through, in the next 10 days, then David and Cruz have to do it for me. I talked to David, granted, he doesn't have really time or manpower because these needed to be done, but, he would find a way to get them done. These both set in the middle of the neighborhood. Brandy Lane is a beautiful neighborhood, with the exception of this one eyesore.
Where's it at?
23rd and Baker.
Oh, yeah.
We,
It's been a problem. since
actually done that one several years ago, then
We started.
somebody else moved in and cleaned it up.
Yeah, they cleaned it up, and these people have moved back.
You said 23rd, Banner?
23rd and Baker. I've dealt with this property since 2016.
It goes back in, is it the one that goes
No.
back?
Back to the north, it's back, so you go in.
Somebody has
and-
horses on there. Used to have horses.
I was
Yeah, at one point it
thinking,
had some horses,
is it vacant, but.
It was vacant, it is not. There are people living there, some of the original homeowners are back in there, which is why it's gotten such disrepair. I've gotten no response from them, they don't answer the door, they don't acknowledge the letters. And the neighbors are done.
Something I thought about after you and I talked earlier, is if we don't do that, are we setting a precedent for everybody else?
As far as
Let them
which
get
way
to
to
that kind of
go.
position, absolutely.
Yeah, we either have a choice, we can either fine or we can do an abatement. That's why I'm bringing it to you guys. If you guys say no, let's just fine them, we'll fine them. But
It'll be $100 a day and you won't get a
We won't
dime.
get a dime.
We'll just have warrants.
they come to the judge and give us that story, and they can either get.
The only question I have legally, for us is like, for instance, the one we're talking about, I'm not gonna say the name out, but, over there, there's so much what I would consider trash and junk, that needs thrown away. Where's that line go? In other words, to me, a 3-foot tube of over nailed in is trash, right? But to that person, it may not be. So I don't know, I just wanna know what we can do. Does that make sense? In other words, I know we knock down the weeds, that's kinda elementary, but do we just move the trash around and restock it, or do we, does that make sense?
Are you there to just cut grass and?
Yeah, but you can't go around that crap, like that house is
So
terrible.
if we're doing abatement, we have to go in there and mow the grass for them, they've got stuff all over their yard and in the way and all that, and we
All the
pick it
fights
up,
and mattresses.
and
Yeah, you can charge them for that.
we can charge them for it all.
But the question is,
But how do we choose what's trash and what's not?
Well,
We have.
that's the dilemma, you'll end up throwing away some rare artifacts of some sort.
Well, OMA wouldn't take lumber unless it's cut down.
We need to take lots lots of pictures like we have in the past, correct?
Yeah.
Of anything
Pictures
that's
and-
removed from the property,
and put it all in some,
and if it's not, if it's questionable, just clean up around it and leave it.
So through the abatement, David has his approval to go in there, take everything that he needs to pick up and move, and put it in a pile somewhere on the property.
on the property, I don't know how it's secured at this point, but I mean, you know, the age-old thing that you have in those situations is, and I said it facetiously a moment ago, is that they've got some dinosaur bone or something out there that, Grandpa found, and, you guys are gonna throw it away. And it was, you know, worth $1 million or something like that, so you've gotta be very, very cautious.
So if we
when you
leave all the
start-
junk there on their property, that's on him, we just charge him for the time and effort it took to move it.
Right.
Can move it to the back of the property maybe.
Or in the driveway.
Yeah, I like it. Some of it's right beside the driveway, the other's right outside the back door, in the front row. I've tried every way I know how to get them to clean the property up.
I just assume they
And
can
turn
go
them around.
over and move down. You know?
So they say.
All right. Do I have a motion on 12B?
I make a motion on 12B that we follow through with an abatement at 2350 Brandy Lane.
Would you like to include 12C on that one?
12B2 is B2.
Well, what, he's made this agenda.
Well, B2.
Make it 12B.
Square. And I will also include 12C as well.
I have a motion on 12B and 12C, do I have a second?
Like that.
I have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
What?
Wait, you need to vote on each separately though.
Oh, we did, okay.
All right, so initially 12B, I make a motion we approve abatement of address 2350 Brandy Lane.
Okay.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion approved.
Go ahead and read it.
12C.
Go ahead and read it. Did you read it?
Abatement of 320 West Green, consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, acceptance of abatement of property located on 320 West Green.
And I make a motion, we approve 12C, abatement of address 320 West Grand.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor? Aye. Aye, motion approved.
I will send a letter out, a registered letter out tomorrow to the property owners. I will also post a letter on the property on their front door. That way they get it, if they don't pick their mail up. And then if they do not clean the property up within 10 days, then I will get with David and schedule a time where him and crew can clean them up. Once they start cleaning them up, they will maintain the property until that
Adam, do you normally
time.
send an officer with her when doing those things?
Is that, are they on the cutoff list too, on the water?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Are they on the cutoff list on the water, or West Grand?
Say it again?
We ain't got one yet.
Just the West Grand on cutoff water.
We don't have a cutoff yet. This month.
That one we can't add to a water bill if it's not paid. Because they do have a utility service here.
That actually been off a long time.
So we could add
But
that one to
this
it.
month's in now, yes, what's in it?
Brady Lane will have to do a lien if they don't pay.
But what?
They had to do a lien on the property.
Is that name on this list?
Let me look. I'll give an account number without giving the name. Thank you.
That being said, there's no
There
fee
is
they have to pay if the meter gets full, it's just like $50 or whatever, and
We've got a schedule that says how much we charge per hour for lawnmower, per person, per reader, for, like that, right? That we made up, yeah.
All right, moving on, number 13, Department of Community Police.
Police is running good, only got one vehicle in the shop right now, new vehicles are running great. We are selling some souvenir patches, you see on the wall, for, top fundraiser, $12, please invest.
They're really awesome.
And then the next item is the finalized amendment from just last year, we ended up $79,000 under budget.
know, we made 216 traffic stops, 106 ending in a citation, 110 ending in a warning. Do you understand what's going on in the budget?
They're making an amendment to it because they purchased the cop car, right?
No.
No? What's
No,
the
so,
amendment?
it's one of those things that the auditor said, you know, if you go over a line item, you gotta adjust your budget to match. So if you look at it, this is from 24-25 budget that ended 14 days ago. So on the expense items, the ones that are like an orange color are line items that went over, that got adjusted from the line items that are in yellow that were budget overdue.
So over budget was
So
still.
for instance, fuel I had budgeted 63,000, I didn't need 63,000,
Oh, okay.
I spent 33,000. So I took that money and distributed across the line items that I did go a little bit over on.
Okay, so we're approving for you to take from the budgets in.
Yeah, it's just to make it.
Orange to go with. Tom, you got any questions? You're good with this?
Yeah. One question.
So I make a motion on 13A that we approve the final budget amendment.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Number 14, Department of Union City Fire. Report to chief.
Report.
Well, can you read it to us?
I can.
Oh, my goodness.
If you need.
You got pictures?
Read more than that's job description.
That's what I'm bringing.
We had a dumpster fire.
He's tapping the left hand.
Was the clerical error on their part
Okay, so it's gonna be-
about the John July?
Well,
Yeah.
Really good.
So let me explain this forestry thing.
hey,
It looks like that.
I don't mess up that part, I just mess up the alphabet, okay?
So forestry contacted us and said, hey, we got this, $6.9 million, I think it was, so you can apply for, that's when we applied for the two SCBA's and jobs. And then they come back and said, you're looking good, then they come back and said, we made an error, and everybody's gotta reapply. So we reapplied again, and then we got the acceptance letter, I signed it, and then, we were waiting on a PO, and then we got another email that said, yeah, we made a mistake, you're not getting it now. They're over 80, whatever, something grand. And probably the rest of them, because sometimes my mouth is faster than my brain, I'll just tell you that. I don't know if you guys seen the thing where Governor Stitt was fired, their head guy and all that was on them. I might have mentioned that Governor Stitt was probably on to something with you guys.
But nothing had been purchased. You were still waiting on the PO before you.
Right, yeah, no, actually, the SCBA's I had budgeted last year, so I waited to pay, this was gonna cover it, so they wouldn't have it, but, so, that's kind of a wash. If you go to 14A, you'll see what I'm talking about.
So just curious, how many, have we needed a job of that?
So this is a new set, our old set's getting older, obviously, and it's hydraulic, this is battery powered, so it's the newest and best. You can see my budget's really good, I was way under budget last year on everything. So I was asking to amend this year's budget, just to include that as a line item or whatever under equipment, just to raise that price to $46,800 to purchase those jobs. One of my biggest fears has always been to pull up on a bad wreck, I'm gonna pull that rope, if not start, or rope pull out or something, where And back then, when we bought these, they didn't have them, now they have battery power, you know, it's just a new, with technology
I
changing.
ain't pull up on the side, the battery's dead.
Well, I've got a bunch of batteries.
It's just a redundancy, basically, you're gonna have two.
Yeah.
So,
It'll be a redundancy, you'll have two.
really, the,
Did you have?
New
questions
set,
on
the
that
20,
budget amendment, Tom?
2013.
No, that's not a problem.
All right, how do I have a motion on 14A?
I make a motion, we approve 14A budget amendment.
To purchase those?
Correct.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's coming from your budget, Dave.
Correct.
Number 15, Department of Emergency Management.
So, back on the siren thing, there's 5 here in town and 1 working, 2 working now, actually. Got that fixed. So,
It's like Russian roulette with those things.
the one at the fire station and the one at 59th and, Maple, are burned up and beyond repair, he thinks. But he's got some kind of cheaper or something he's coming up with, number 1. Number 2, he's trying to figure out if it was, storm related, because we do have insurance on them, so we're still working on that. Luckily, we're out of season right now, so we're in good shape. The one at the
You
four-way,
think
we
the
talked about.
insurance company has somebody climb up there to see if it's storm related?
Yeah, I don't know. If he can prove lightning or something, you know, then,
They were close
You know
the
those
other day.
batteries you just bought? Just saying.
so, that's where we're at. All the other ones, the new ones, the new installed and working out at, Gregory Estates. And then,
Would be nice if we had that in town, huh?
well, you want to tell them, the one right here works great, as you know, it's a louder heck, and it really covers the whole area, but if worst case, if we have to buy new, I would at least want to put one at 59th and, Maple, that way, the RV park, and then Loves and all that, and the mall field would be a little louder, but, he's still working on that, on getting the prices and different things, but those 2 sirens were given to us by, Mustang several years ago, used, they cost us nothing, so, can't ride.
Do they have any more if they wanna?
And cop cars?
Yeah, all of these.
Yeah, we're little Mustangs.
Is there a surplus website, like, for all that kind of stuff?
So they got approval to do theirs, so per fiscal year, they can sell 1 to agencies. So I've got one, Weatherford got one, whatever. Budget year change, they could tell me another one. Everything else they have to put on an auction. If an agency doesn't pick one up.
And I've been watching, they bring way more than they should.
Yeah.
On auction?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to put R2 on auction.
I was like, wow, I didn't expect that.
Can I add stuff to y'all's auction?
All right, 16, Department of City Water Sewer. All of our water and all of our rain, tell me about the I-9.
We've had more, nothing like it used to be back before, like, for instance, we did all the manholes and all that, but we have had some, to the point is, unless, because of what weather forecast you look at, totally gonna turn hot and dry, we'll probably be okay, but if it does get much more rain, we're gonna have to release, which would be, but I'll do it the way it's supposed to be done, we'll just notify them, blah, blah, blah.
You get fined either way?
Not necessarily fine, we'll just probably go back under a, consent order, or would go under, I'm asking, but, you know, they also look at it like, cause I know for a fact several have had to do it, so they look at it as a whole. We didn't necessarily do anything wrong, we've had 30-something inches of rain, March, April, May, June, so.
And we did that smoke test how many years ago now?
Look, it's been 2 or 3, and we're gonna do it again, but you can't do it till it dries up,
Okay.
because, the whole thing is so wet.
I can't remember about what that cost us last time.
It was a whole, he did all kinds of different things, and I think it was 15,000, but we can get that done a lot cheaper. And to the point, maybe even ourselves, so we're looking at that. But you gotta, you gotta think about it like this, I was talking with our engineer, basically our whole sewer system's underwater right now. The water's so drenched, it's all sitting there underwater. A brand new system is gonna get some water in it. So, because people's stuff coming out of their house, all it takes is for you to step out, take your plug off your drain, drain your yard, something like that, whatever, no way they can see it. I know Hunter, we spent tons of time in the pouring rain, going around looking, pulling manholes, trying to see if we could see where more water maybe coming in than normal, and it's just kind of I'm not seeing nothing that says, oh my God, it's that, you know what I mean? It's just kind of more and more each one you look at, so,
Is there a way to add like a mister system to the top of the lagoon?
what now?
Like a mister system where it sprays up in the air and
You would, but it'd be a major, there's different things you can do, like land application, for instance.
well, not like that, but like just a sprinkler up in the air where it just draws from it.
And Mother Nature takes care of it, yeah, I don't know that answer on that particular thing, but I know anything you do, it's gotta be approved by the.
So they do a fountain?
Yeah,
type
the only
thing?
reason I ask is I've seen one on like a disposal well. lagoon.
I see them in Del City, Midwest City. And that's the purpose for that, they're shooting that water up and letting that mist float away and the contaminant stuff falls down because it's heavier?
Mhm.
Huh.
10 under, but,
Amazon.
yeah.
Well, Jake Fireworks was smart, they put theirs right next to that. And I don't know if they draw off on it, it's over off of, what is that? Eastern, I think?
I think, Kevin, we're completely done with them guys finally, aren't we?
Yep.
So we got a check on the way from the REAP grant, to, cover all, part of that.
All the repair stuff?
Yeah, we did hold 2.5%, which is state legal, $6,000 something, because we got a Chinese, punch list to come finish, so once that's done, we will be paying on that final $6,000, but that's pretty common. Our engineer's actually been pretty sick, actually multiple times, so he's been out for a bit. He'll get back on the list of stuff I sent him, like the water line extension, floods and things.
Alright, 17, Department of Union City Animal Control.
It's,
Talk about the cat.
yeah, your report's there. Yeah, funny. Pretty common, several dogs in and out,
If you ever need to rehome a large pig, call me.
That makes it hard.
One that's ready.
Yeah, one that's ready to eat.
Oh, I got you, yeah.
And
So-
large beef too, for that
Big,
matter.
pit, you're saying? Big
Yeah.
yard? Yeah. This one was pretty friendly, little big,
Friendly
he
was
went
next
over. So,
This was a loose pig, or someone donate, what's going on here?
yeah, it was running down the road, and somebody picked it up, middle of the road, 59. We knew where it was, we made several attempts to contact that guy, which, he can't have anyway, and he would never, she went out there, we Facebooked him, we called him, we did everything, so,
Huh.
kept it the link we were supposed to, and let it go, so,
He's afraid you're gonna find.
yeah.
Alright. Number 18, Department of Union City Streets and Alleys.
All right, we kinda covered everything on, there's a report to deal with, about the drainage, that we went around and looked at, four-way stop, which again, was on there just because of the price, really has nothing to do with it, and just let you guys know that we started trying to mow 152 the other day a little bit, and, that new dirt didn't last very long with that tractor, but, I really thought I was going over once. But, we're gonna have to have a little chat with old, what's his name, Buddy, because some of that's 2 feet. So they're gonna have to do some work there, or they're gonna mow it 1, 2, but,
In front of my in-laws,
yeah,
you can't even mow it for sure.
If that's
there's
deep.
several places, I don't know, he says we're not through when I was asking about it, so we'll see.
They came in and put in sod.
Yeah, so
Which,
That
by the way,
became dangerous too for people going off the road.
They usually
instead
get
of,
their done.
instead of being Bermuda, it's just stickers. Yeah. So, that's why it's all dead.
but obviously, the grass is growing, the mosquitoes are living, everything's good, so.
Have y'all heard anything them why they haven't worked in forever.
They've been working, but they've been down, like, around Evans Landing.
I know where they ain't. They ain't Mustang area, 'cause that place, it just sits there. That's awful.
It'll be
None of
done
it makes
in a year.
sense, I mean, it's all just
Supposed to be.
trash.
Supposed to be done by Thanksgiving, it's not.
It's trash, I mean, it won't last 3 years.
I don't, and I'm not the one doing it, but I don't understand how you can take 1 inch off of a bad thing, put new on top of it, expecting to hold it. That's what they did.
Yeah, with 3 different bases that will be moving,
Yeah.
different, I mean, whatever.
That's what $31 million gets you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not very long.
I've got a street for way less than that. So, alright, let's go to number 19.
Where's Craig?
I have a report.
Would you like to report it to us?
Sure, the auditor, usually you guys wanna know what's going on with the audit, so, the auditors are finishing 23 now, 22, 23, but they're on the end of 23 on that one. So they may be coming to the next meeting to give, you know how they gave that report the last time where they tell you all about it, and you have to vote on it, and that sort of thing's probably gonna be on next agenda, and then they're moving on to 23, 24. So I'm still waiting to hear.
I thought she said she's gonna be done with it in June.
Yeah, all of it.
Well, she's not.
Yeah. Cool.
We're trying to get it done now, but yes. We are running into a few little situations that we're trying to just kind of handle on our own as far as space for the auditors. Now that we have Packard back, that's where the auditors were working. So I think now they've made a mess
Do
in
they have-
a little corner.
Well, it really doesn't affect them, because
Pafford stays down
Pafford's in
in
the
the fire
room.
station.
they're in the 2 rooms, and they're out in the open part, so
Well,
they
they
go
were
in there.
wanting me to ask about if they should still stay up there.
I've told them 15 times, it's fine.
Oh, okay, well then
Yeah.
never mind, David handled it.
Good.
Like I said, we were trying to just work on that amongst ourselves.
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah. They told me they were fine.
Okay, then, yeah, that's the biggest thing, is just the audit situation. All of our fluctuation of spending, income, and credits and debits, everything's okay. We're not in the hole in anything, we still don't have any loans out, we don't have any leases out, nothing like that. Everything we do, we're doing with money that's in our bank account. Other than
That's
that,
different.
we stayed kind of steady as far as sales, the sales tax. May was at 99,000 and some change, and June was 98. So we're really not fluctuating like we were going really high, coming way back down. Kind of stayed steady a little bit for now. Other than that, everything's pretty much on the agenda. You know, like what's coming up with Tammy is on here. The last one was established, her ordinance, and then we did get them all booked in at county, so we're all good there. 367. So, yeah, if you have any questions, something you need to ask Matt about, or everything seems to be in compliance. As far as spending goes, we don't have any really big purchases now, like the fire truck was a big purchase. We don't have anything like that lined up at this point.
We're gonna have a ceremony for that here at some point, I'll let all y'all know, because technically you're supposed to push it in the day when it's ready.
When you have that ceremony, and you have all those people, will you do me a favor? Let's take the pews over there and keep them.
Take the what?
These.
Oh, these, oh. We won't sit on them.
Chairs.
We'll have to figure it out. Buckets would be better.
Those little Homer buckets with the pool noodles on the top.
Yeah.
Like when you go camping. These are pool
All right.
noodles.
Number 20, Department of Youth, City, Human Resources.
Nothing to report on that one.
Moving on. 21, Department of UC payroll.
Nothing to report on that one.
Payroll's going well.
Yes, you got anything?
Is this a new one?
No? All good so far.
Going out to Texas.
Hmm?
You go out to Army, Texas.
22, Department of UC deputy court clerk.
You have my report, and I told you that that person wasn't on the list, and I went back over it, and the account number is 686. It's the 13th one down.
Oh, Grandville.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually on that. Not on the.
He doesn't shine very well.
Thank you.
Any questions for the deputy court clerk?
You were gonna go to the Hampton, remember? The water Hampton?
Oh, that's right. You
You
didn't,
remember?
you gotta quote the water anthem.
Yeah.
I don't know. My boss didn't really inform me of this, so I think he should do it.
You didn't?
I mean, he cuts slack all the time, so why not, David?
I didn't go up so quick, you'd be shocked.
Alright, 22A, resolution 2025-05, consideration of possible action denial amendment revision and acceptance of resolution 2025-05 regarding changes made to water and sewer department policies and procedures.
So,
Yeah, you,
what happened was OMA came back and changed the price on the second polycart to match the price of the first. Was quite a bit higher, if you remember, can't remember now, like $4 or something.
yeah.
And some town got them, so they decided however many polycarts you got is the same price. So, we're asking, do you want, because right now, we charge $4 more, correct, remember? So, on the second one, do you want us to drop down to equal theirs, is what I'm asking.
Both polycarts should be the same price.
Yeah, OMA dropped their second one and third, or however many you get, to match the price of the first one, so,
How much is a cart right now?
like 16 something.
1651. Sorry,
Their price of theirs would be 12, whatever,
that's 1261.
yeah, and,
I may have to get another one for all my wife's Amazon boxes.
yeah. But right now, we're charging 16.61, and on the second one was like 19 something,
Yeah, we
but,
need to make them both match, yeah.
yeah, so with their matching, we thought we should match.
Alright, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution number 2025-05.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and second, all those in favor? Aye, motion approved. Number 23, executive at,
754. Be careful carrying Tom in there.
I make a motion to go to executive law.
You want us to just leave those songs there?
do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved.
It's my company phone.
Ryan Johnson,
Have a motion and second, all those in
adjournment
favor?
executive.
Aye.
8:28.
Aye.
It's 23. The first one.
Alright, 23B, was it, what month, 8/28?
8:28, uh-huh.
23C, executive session action.
Okay. Based on, I'd like to make a motion, but based on the information brought to us by our attorney during the executive, we would like for our attorney to further investigate the situation he raised concerning the Union City Police Department and report back to the board.
I have a motion, do I have a second? All those in favor? Aye, motion approved. All right, 24, mayor and trustee reports. Y'all have any reports? All right. 25, new business.
Waive the fees.
Yep.
I make the,
Can we vote on that,
Yeah, you'll have to make a motion and then we vote, right?
yeah.
in new business?
Can you vote in new business, Tom? Okay. Okay. All right, before I make a motion, something I would like to discuss with you gentlemen is on the next agenda, I would, due to the circumstances that we're in right now, I think that we're in a position where having a city manager would be awful. I don't know what it pays, I don't know anything, but I think that having someone here full-time for that type of situation would be nice to have. So my.
What does the city manager do? I always think of him as like, basically right along to high school with an internship at Tuttle, and he primarily just took care of like similar, like what David's roles are, like what all does the city manager do?
So the city manager will be over everything, every single thing's going on in the city.
Including the fire department, PD, everything?
Fire department, the PD, water, all of it. Is that right, Tom?
Yes.
They would be the ultimate end all, you know. I think it would take a lot of weight off of people's shoulders, and it would give us a little more of a legitimate spot where, I mean, they'll have a little more say-so of day-to-day runnings of the town. So I'd like to put discussion on the next agenda, just to have a full discussion on it. And then, I would like to make a motion that we waive the construction and building fees on the park for the baseball.
So permit fees, basically?
Yes. For the baseball booster club.
I can't waive those without your.
Yeah, I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Man, guys, we lost $44.50 tonight.
Made them pay them last time.
Didn't we?
That saved $40.
Save
Now you tell us, yeah.
I told her.
All right.
I told last time.
These are people that are donating thousands of dollars.
I know, but I have no choice.
Yeah.
I can't pick and choose.
Number 26, Ryan Dawson.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I wonder what the record is for consecutive
Motion.
motions on the same line item.